So basically, my thinking, Greg, is that with your background in sociology and what you're already doing, I think you could be a huge asset in terms of explaining to people how cross-group networking is really about breaking down barriers, walls, silos, and bringing people together for cross-pollination of ideas for entrepreneurs, of people, of wealth, where need meets affluence. Because the super affluent are looking for something to do with their money that will make them happy. And people who give are happier people than people who just take. So the mission of cross-group networking is to bridge groups, to break down barriers and silos. There's so many benefits to breaking down walls and bringing ideas and assets and resources and money together to really rebuild the American economy one entrepreneur at a time, because we all have to be self-sufficient financially today. It's such an uncertain future. So, to have somebody like you with your background in sociology, I'd love to hear your take on what you think we could do with this coming together.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I love the way that God puts paths crossing and people connecting, because to me, this is the tapestry that there's a lot of energy in what you just said. So for my sociological background, I have actually taught classes in social network analysis before. And so I was telling Jim some of my thoughts about, what theoreticians have discovered in terms of strong ties and weak ties and how people are connected with each other, and the power of the weak tie, which I explained to him before, which is someone you've never met before, but they are your bridge to a completely new network that previously you've had no footprint in. And so we often think in terms of doing business with people with whom we have strong ties, and Jim and I have a lot of overlapping connections. So we would definitely be a strong tie type of relationship. But see, I just met you through Jim, and you open up a whole new world to me. So that is the power of weak ties. And I'd like to do some network courses with people, showing them how they can build a business by understanding how networks work, how social networks work, and how you analyze a group in terms of its potential fit for you, even though it may be unfamiliar to you because it might be new to you. But what I'm doing in the Max community is developing a membership community that is very focused and very, very dedicated to just one aspect of building an online business. And that is in the technology, tools, and systems area. And it's sort of an unusual area for me to go into because I'm not a programmer and I'm not really a technical systems person, but I am very definitely a collaborative social systems person. I understand social networks and what the value is of different kinds of groups, networks, and individual expertise. So I'm bringing together people that are very good in the area of email autoresponders, CRMs, relationship management, developing your database and making sure you don't have 15 different places where your lists and names are stored, but they're consolidated in one place. Just all the business basics from a technical point of view that people need, but that they often hate, right? So they hate it. They're not good at it. They're self-professed technophobes. So we're building a community with a free membership level all the way up to for 3 paid membership levels. But that way people can join for free. They can come in and they can learn about systems and tools. They can get connected with people. But I tell people that I work with people that have frustrated visions. Maybe 20 or 30 years ago, or just 6 months ago, they had a vision and they've just been beating their head against the sidewalk trying to get traction in terms of marketing, sales, profitability, and they're about ready to give up. I've seen that so often, and it's because they don't understand the technical end, right? And COVID has changed everything. It used to be we could go meet with people at Starbucks. Now we can't. We have to understand the technical tools to some extent. But the other aspect, and then I'll shut up. The other aspect that I'm building is, because I'm a sociologist, I have a community section to building my community. So I understand that we do something that's specialized as a community. We could very easily partner with another community that doesn't have the technical focus that we do, but they have the same mission, which is to help people develop a profitable business online. And so by having partnering communities as we grow, because we want to grow into the thousands over the next 3 to 5 years as well, and we're just launching, but we could grow alongside of another community that has a different focus and mission, and we could help each other grow.
Absolutely. So now let me go back to the facilitator, the bridge between you and me, and that's Jim. Jim, what is your take, your vision on why you wanted to bring me together with Greg?
Well, I think you have the reach. That is what you're focused on. We're focused on really helping people tell their story, really get them connected. And of course, I'm doing it from a membership, ideally, chamber group point of view. We're doing it from a vision point of view. So we got that all covered. We're growing the width of the people we want to reach. That's not obviously every business wants to grow the width, but that is what we are specializing in. And we have special targeted markets already established. And Greg comes together and he brings some really good solutions to people where people can purchase the solutions if they choose to, but they can be educated in a professional way. That's important. Greg is a great instructor. He presents things well. We know people are going to feel comfortable, which is really important to me because I don't want people to just feel sold to or whatever. Greg's got that maturity, has the group that can do that. And that's why I'm actually having him as instrumental for the Chamber Cooperative partnering there. So I can send people to him and not have to worry about what's going on. And it's completely in line because that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to, hey, let us get in detail in terms of this person's program and let's let them share about their program. To some degree, we're going to be doing that. But if we just help magnify him, he adds to anything we're doing. So we are all very different. Because he's not doing really media. We're all kind of covering the stories a little bit. You and I are more defined on how we're doing it because of our background. But then finally, everyone wins. I think definitely we're going to get more people. I would say from Greg, probably middle tier, higher quality people. And, that's really important for what we're trying to build. People that would pay for services if they like, and they would add to our network, the quality. For Greg, of course, he has a whole network that now he can build on that he doesn't have that reach. I mean, we could absolutely 10X his growth. So I think it is a real win-win from that point of view. And, that's not to even take into account, which is really important, his expertise dealing with people, interaction. Him and I are going to be working on a concept. We have to finalize it, but called the net, because I have this whole philosophy as well that I've been building on, and how to start building your own marketing team that I have to share with you as well, Mike. But that's how I see us all. Everyone wins. There's really no negative to it because all of us are professional and very high level. So I think that we'll all be contributing to each other's ideas, and all ships will rise with the tide.
Well, to me, the key focus should be, we know networking events are growing. They're growing in leaps and bounds. But as I say to people, networking is not the destination. That is
Right.
the journey. And that's now the new place starting their journey. It used to be we would advertise, we'd market, we'd promote, and then we would meet if it made sense. Now people are meeting first. That's why the future is in the follow-up. And that is my focus, is helping people to understand that you can start networking even before you meet by what I call networking before, during, and after networking events. So I have a whole funnel system created on Eventbrite and other platforms that can be started for free, but it's about the messaging, it's about the communication, about the networking. But and I tell people up front, if you're here networking and you're not doing follow-up, a terrible thing happens. Nothing. Right? And so what you've got to do is you've got to focus on the follow-up. It is your future, and it is the way to bridge the connections with other human beings. One right networking connection can change the entire trajectory of your life, your business, your family forever. And it's happened to me many times.
Right.
Right.
No, I agree.
Right. And one thing that I think is equally important, everything you said is awesome, Mike. We all have a real depth in what we do. And one thing I like about us three and, some of the people that we're connecting with, it doesn't work. And maybe Greg can give a sociological evaluation of this, but I've talked to Greg a lot about this, and I've talked to you, Mike. It doesn't work, let's say, if we're promoting Greg's organization, but Greg's not truly vested in promoting us as cross group networking. So everyone really has to be on the same page, and we shouldn't have to tell Greg, yes, you need to invite people to cross group networking, because we're helping feed you too. And so that's what I like, is all three of us genuinely understand that concept and we live by it. In other words, we're going to do our part to make sure that we are giving back. And that's equally important because most people won't do that by nature. That is what is really important here as well.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you.
Yeah.
First of all, for setting this up, Jim. Mike, thank you for being willing to meet with me. My vision, after just hearing what you guys are saying, is that I have a number of communities, 3 or 4 already, that I'm promoting as part of what I'm doing. And I just think your group is phenomenal, Mike. I would just like to basically add you to one of my recommendations, because what I'm teaching Max community members to do in building their business, I think, is totally in sync with what you're doing. First of all, they need to think about, what is my mission, my vision? How do I want to impact people's lives with that? So you get that in mind, and then you have to build a system that gets you from A to Z. You need to know, like you're saying, what kind of a funnel system, what kind of a list building system. Unfortunately, all of those technical topics people don't like. You need to get that into place. But then, if you have something to share with the world, you still need people in the chairs. So that's where social networking comes in. And I tell people, what we're coaching people is, you need to be involved in at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 productive social networks, strategically chosen. And then you need to be committed to those networks, because you're gonna blow your world up so much faster by connecting to groups than if you're just trying to do it on your own, connecting to individuals. So I mean, your group is fantastic. I would love to take a lot of our Max community members who are a good fit. I don't think all of them will be, but I think most of them will be, because the people that are joining the Max community already understand, I have a great company vision. I have a great objective in what I'm trying to do. I just don't have all my systems in place. But we also have people that do have everything in place. We have our experts who are working with our newbies. And a lot of those on our top tier members who really have their act together and they know what they're doing, they would be very good candidates for cross group networking, I think.
Yeah.
Let me point out one thing that I'm sure is obvious to the 3 of us, but for anybody else that may be watching this video, I really want people to understand the key point, the intersection of what has happened because of the pandemic. Now, folks, the 3 of us are gathered here. We're networking, but we can't shake hands. We can't reach out. We cannot touch each other. And this is important to understand, because this is video. Now, once we network through video, that has caused this sea shift, this huge shift. This is video. That means it's now media. It's now marketing. It's now publicity. So it has really brought everything together into one thing. That's why I started cross group networking television, because this is video. This is the new reality of television networking. So it really brings everything together, and your future is not only in the follow-up, but it is in the new reality. In Harvard Business School, Harvard Business Review, and even Harvard Divinity School teaches about how we gather in new ways. How are we gathering? We are using technology to gather in new ways for whatever purpose, spirituality, business. But this is the new way that people used to come together. Even the cavemen would gather in networking share. Well, where's the danger? Where's the water? Where's the good hunting? Where's the good?
I want to see the video on that, by the way.
Exactly. Well, they're on cave drawings. They were the first video graphics. And so now we are doing the new cave drawing graphics, and it's called video.
I love that.
So that we can share our messaging with each other.
Awesome. Well, a couple things, just bringing it together. That's a cool thought. Cave drawing. I love it.
That was elegant.
A couple things, Greg, we have our next cross group networking on the 21st, and you can go on. I'll send you my link, because I'm now officially in competition with Mike. I said I will catch him on how many people he enrolls. And then maybe I'll catch him on one or the other, people that attend.
Tough, because I set the deadline at 200, and I get sold out, Jim. So after 200, we're going to have to.
We'll set it at 300. I don't want any excuses.
Figure that out.
All right.
We have to get 200, and then we'll be at 600.
Okay.
One quick thing. This ad behind me, this will appear at 40,000 affluent homes in what's called La Miranda, Lafayette, Moraga, and Orinda. All very super affluent people in a super affluent area. San Francisco is one of the most affluent areas in the country. And then this is one of the most affluent areas of San Francisco. So this is who this is reaching, 40,000 people, okay? And I get what is called remnant media. So I know how to buy unsold media time. And that's one thing that we can use to teach is how to reach out to affluent areas. So imagine if we have the most affluent list of people to network, help share their gathered wealth with the needy. They can be the nonprofits, you know, people in need, or you can't be paid what you deserve to make if you are not networking with people who can't afford to hire you.
That makes sense. Those people that don't have the money to pay you are still the same ones that won't be able to pay you later, unless
But
something
they do
changes.
have the need to network with the affluent who can pay them.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's why we have to bring this all together into the one thing. And I think that will become the key components of the nuclear explosion that we can create by bringing the right components together to go viral. Locally, nationally, and globally. So we're helping everybody. We're helping the media sell their unsold airtime. We're helping the affluent become happy. We're reaching out to the needy to meet the affluent, and really bringing all things together into the bullseye. Because once you find the bullseye, that's it. That's when things just go. And when you hit it just right, and I think we've got the components of that bullseye right here.
Awesome. I love it. Well, one thing we could do we agree that this is a good alignment? Do you need to think about it at all more, Mike, or you like it?
No, because I think we have to be like the Rolling Stones rather than the Beatles. And, you know, the Stones could go out and do other projects, and they stayed together for many, many decades now. And the Beatles were bound, you know, too tightly, I think. And
Interesting. I didn't think of it that way.
created them to break up, unfortunately. So as long as we are bound in spirit, but you know, free mentally and artistically to pursue things, but let the natural fit be our gravity that brings and keeps us together. And I think that's really the way to have a long-term relationship, a happy long-term relationship. With that in mind, absolutely. You know, I love what I've heard from Greg so far. And again, these relationships grow quickly when you are well aligned, you know, mentally. And I think we are.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all quick thinkers.
So I
We're
just
all
have a
professional.
question. I just have a question then. So what on my side, I would like to promote you as a Max partner community. And I'd like to use that terminology if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And, all right, because I'd like people to know that this is a group that we have vetted, and I have vetted. I know you now, and I've known Jim for a long time. So I love the fact that Jim is involved and fully invested in it. So that was, you know, without even coming to it, I probably would have said, I'm sure this is a great community. But now that I've seen it in operation, I've participated, I can fully recommend it to my people. But that's how I'm going to be presenting it to my community, that this is a Max partner community. That is, we feel very aligned in terms of our goals and our strategies and the quality of what we're doing. So we're just, you know, we're going to recommend it on that basis to our members if you're comfortable with that.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Yeah, and see, this is what I love about us all. We really are about making things happen. And what I'd like to do is make sure not just only with the Max community, but our next meeting, Mike, we really highlight the alliances that we're starting to form. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe just give them a quick moment to speak, because especially if we're eliminating one of the breakout rooms, I think we'd have time to do that. It's only gonna be a few minutes anyway.
Yeah, we do want to shorten. What we talked about, Jim and I, Greg, was to eliminate one of the breakout room sessions so that we could have more individual focus, like on speakers and things like that. So it's not quite so rushed.
Okay.
So anyway,
Very good. And Greg, let me if I can get your thoughts on this. So I'm really happy. I see this being really a spark of something really big, and I believe God puts things together for a reason. The thing I wanted to ask you, Greg, if we put together an event on the 31st, that's a Thursday, it is New Year's Eve, but we highlighted it as being a launch into the new year. Do you think people would attend in the morning? You know, same thing, 11 to
Yeah,
noon.
in the morning, I would say yes.
Yeah, because if we position it right, okay, I just want to get your honest thoughts on it, because I know I can get 20 people on there easily without even thinking.
you know what I was thinking too, Jim, was this video that we just recorded could be, because what do you know the platform Blitzer, Greg? Okay.
Yeah, I shared it with him.
Okay, cool. Then I think this could be like an opening automation on, because I'm doing the first Thursday blitzers, and I want to teach people how to use Blitzer as an automated networking platform that opens with a video. And I think this could be the video that we use to open that first Thursday
That's good.
Blitzer as a broadcast platform. And I'm putting this in their brain that this is really a brand new cable TV network where we bring the programming and you help us find and connect with sponsors of our programming, which that's what they're putting together. They're putting together sponsor network. So again, back cross group networking television, we can visualize this as a new television network with programming. As I always say to people don't watch television, they watch programs. And so we can be the programming experts, teachers, for this brand new, like if, I went to CNN when it was a startup. I know what it means to start up a whole new line of TV programming. Been there, done that. And so we can be pioneers in the whole new realm of streaming TV and streaming business TV, almost like Bloomberg TV for the little guy.
Absolutely. Well, and by the way, we are going to be launching what's called Dr. Sanders' Neighborhood, kind of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and talk about whatever is relevant. So that might even correspond with what we're talking about, going city by city, Mike, just so you know.
And it could be a network with programs. So
Yep.
of course it could be that. So yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
And that's what it should be.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's move forward together and make things happen and continue to network and learn.